Herbert Small, a fixture in Colonial Heights and Central Virginia for decades, has died at the age of 98. Small was a Navy veteran from World War II and was the former vice president of Alvin Small Funeral Home in Colonial Heights. In February of 2022, on his 95th birthday, Small was featured in a Wayne's World segment by senior reporter Wayne Koval. Tonight, we honor Small by sharing his voice and his story once again.
I had a good life. I really have. I look back over my life, not look glorifying anything. It's just a matter of looking back over your life to say, what have I done? Who have I helped?
Who he has helped would be nearly impossible to calculate.
I am Herbert S. Small.
And on this day,
happy birthday to you.
Good reason to celebrate.
Today is my birthday.
I hear you like vanilla ice cream.
Oh, yes.
And to celebrate all day.
I've been here for 95 years today.
To you.
Say the name Herbert Small.
Having been born and raised here in Colonial Heights in 1927, you get to grow up with a community, a small community like Colonial Heights was.
And almost everyone knows his name.
Herbert?
Hello, Charlie.
Happy birthday.
And knows him.
It's been a lifespan of goodness.
Herbert Small spent most of his life dealing with death.
My brother started out and got me in.
Working alongside his brother, Alvin.
Alvin and I always looked at this situation. It is a business, but it's also an opportunity to make somebody else feel better, even at death.
A family business.
This is the original building you're sitting in.
Dealing with families at a time when they're beside themselves.
I just feel that people in this business have got to have a whole big heart. And they come in that emotional situation. You sit down and talk with them personally without worrying about the business part of it. At least that was my thoughts.
But long before Herbert landed a job here,
I joined the Navy when I was just before 17 years old.
he was serving his country in World War II.
I was on an escort carrier, USS Cod. It was in the submarine pack in the North Atlantic.
And when the World War ended in Europe,
Tied back up in Norfolk, Virginia, refitted, and went to the South Pacific, and I hit every island on the South Pacific side.
more than 7 decades later,
The Navy is still in my blood.
Herbert didn't know it at the time, but his stint in the Navy taught him something mortuary college couldn't.
How to deal with people, number one.
And dealing with people, he says, with empathy and compassion.
You put yourself in their position. You really do. If you're going to be a success in life, you got to look at other people's problems as well as your own from that standpoint. And I didn't carry all their problems home, but I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking about somebody that I talked to at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever it might be.
Early in the days of the first ambulance service, the ambulance was parked at the funeral home. Herbert Small was there, lending a helping hand.
We were the only ambulance in Colonial Heights, and that was something for I-95 accidents or whatever, but we also had a lot of OB cases. If you've been to mortuary college, you learn how to deliver a baby. At least I did.
Which was good to know, because in his time running calls,
I've delivered about 5 or 6 or 8 babies in my lifetime.
Herbert has spent more than a half-century serving in civic organizations like the American Legion, the Masonic Order, and a founding member of the Colonial Heights Kiwanis, who on this day helped him celebrate his birthday. He's also spent most of his life in church and with this young lady, Arlene.
You've been married how long?
75 years. October the 14th, 1947.
That union brought about,
I have 2 daughters.
What else did you do?
I played golf a lot.
and he's still asked to lend a helping hand.
I still got it in my blood.
And to offer advice to the younger generation in the funeral service business,
I'll be done around May.
including a growing number of females.
Put your heart in the business and put yourself in front of everybody, but be that person that you want to do what they want to do and not what you want to do.
There's no doubt Herbert Small has had a life well lived, and he says it's all because he's lived by the golden rule: treat others as you want to be treated. And he really does still get phone calls to help with funerals. That's a look inside Wayne's World. I'm Wayne Koval, CBS 6 News.